Okay, here's the video right here. And it is broken down in step by step. And I just want you to watch closely, pay attention to the markers. So there was a video right here. By the way, I'm looking at my other feed right here that's live in Minneapolis. It is complete bedlam, complete chaos. This is exactly what they wanted. So this whole idea of Fried Brain Frey saying these are peaceful protesters, they didn't do anything, they're just peaceful, is a load of CRA capital P crap. Check this out. Okay, empty hand right there. That's the officer who has an empty hand right there. So share this. So this guy pushed two ICE officers out of the way who were trying to subdue another agitator, grabbed the other agitator by the sweatshirt, and then with one arm was pushing ICE officers away. So think of what led up to this action. And then you're going to get the firearm. But I have to give you contextuality because context is king. So just really quickly, paint the picture. I can't share the video because they're going to take it down. But the whole point is I want the truth to get out there. Our mission here is to make common sense go viral. This guy grabbed an agitator who was being subdued, ripped him away from an ICE agent, and then with another hand, as he was getting pepper sprayed, was pushing other ICE officers away. Then they tackled him. And of course, Frey says there was 6 of them. Then why does it need 6? It should be 16 of them because the dangers that our law enforcement officers face every single day require the utmost in manpower to quell and quash any violent threat. This is a violent threat. So 6 of them grabbed him and took him to the ground, and then he pulled out his gun. Watch. Empty hand right there. Watch this. He brandishes a gun. And then this is where you see the officers panic, which they should. So they're panicking right now. And there's the gun right there. The officer takes the gun out of his hand. And that is when, and by the way, that is when shots were fired. And by the way, so I want to rewind this because I want to share this again. Okay. And I'm going to bring your comments on stage. So let me know what you think in the comments. So this is what's really crazy about this. Okay. Let me look at you guys for a second. We'll do another one in just a second. I'm going to play this again. So think about this. This agitator, Brian, let me see this. Brian, is it Brian or Brian? Says totally justified. I voted for this. So remember, just again, to be very, very clear, he was pushing away other ICE officers, grabbing an agitator who was being subdued for disrupting and causing bedlam and chaos. He was being pepper sprayed. They took him to the ground. That's when the weapon was there. And then shots were fired because how do we know? We don't even know what he was yelling. He's probably yelling, I'm going to kill all you mother truckers, right? We don't even know. Yeah, by the way, IRS, hold on a second. IRS says, I haven't seen this. Thanks, Nez. You're not going to see this. You're only going to see this here. You're not going to see this on CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC. You're not going to see it on any of the woke media apparatus, the corporate press. Where you are going to see this is on independent media right here. So tap the thumbs up if you love America. There's over 3,000 of you here. Tap the thumbs up, please. We got to get the message out there so our kids, our grandkids' grandchildren can wake up in an America that makes sense, that follows the Constitution. Because we're in a backwards DEI woke cancer society right now. And we need to fix it. And it's going to take a little bit of force because these guys are loony. They're nuts. So how do we know he doesn't have another gun? How do we know he's not saying, I'm going to shoot? How do we know? We don't know. I'm going to play it one more time. Pay close attention. This is slow motion. He's reaching for it right there. There's the gun right there. Now, here's what I want to say really quickly. Okay? This is what I want to say really quickly. This is so important, okay? And then I'm going to go back to this, but here's what I want to say, okay? So, you can see the gun in hand right there, okay? Now, here's what I want to say about this. You are a father, you're a mother, you're a wife, you're a husband, you've got kids at home. You're simply doing your job. You're not a lawmaker. You don't write the laws. You're not a policymaker. Your only job is to enforce the law. And your only wish every single time you kiss your wife, your husband, your kids before you go out to work that morning is to return home to your family safely. Now, I've taught Aristotle's principles of rhetoric, ethos, pathos, logos, audience, purpose, message. I'm going to quote Aristotle, the great philosopher, who said, if a society lacks law and order, you can no longer call it a society. We need law and order. Law and order is the very basis, the fundamental element to a civilized society. We afford our law enforcement officers who bravely go out. Imagine going out every single day to your job. I mean, some people have a hard enough time going to work at Starbucks, and I get it because I've worked in hospitality, I've worked in guest services, I even ran a catering business at one point. So I get it. Dealing with the public, wow, holy malamula. It's not fun all the time. I just invented a new word, holy malamula. That's the kind of stuff you need to come up with because it can be quite trying at times. I get it, right? Some people don't like going to the office. I mean, there's videos, you see them viral videos all the time. A woman sitting in her car saying, I'm trying my hardest to get out of this car and go to work, but everything in me is saying no. Imagine, now just imagine going to work every single day and knowing A, your life's in jeopardy, B, you may not see your family again, and C, you know without a shadow of doubt that you're going to experience a volcanic landslide of hate, of menacing individuals who are threatening you, threatening your livelihood, calling you a traitor, calling you shameful, calling you a mutineer, treasonous, scumbag, every bad word in the language. My heart goes out to all of you, law enforcement officers. I love you. Know this. I speak for many Americans who say thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to take my kid to a hockey game. If it wasn't for you, everywhere I go, I'd have to keep my head on a swivel and figure out who the hell's around me, what's going to happen next. It's hard enough just being a human being, a functioning, well-adjusted human being without having to worry about all this garbage. And thanks to these law enforcement officers. So the reason I'm saying this is imagine you have an agitator, a nut job, a whack job, who's preventing you from not only doing your job. And remember, you're not a policymaker, you're not a lawmaker, right? Orders are handed down to you. Your only duty is to enforce the law and do it to the best of your ability within constitutional schematics. And one of these mooks has a gun. What are you going to do? What are you going to think? It's either you or this guy. You have every right. They have every right within the laws, within the Constitution, to take action with deadly force when presented with violent risk of life, endangerment. You have every right. How do we know he doesn't have another gun? How do we know somebody's not coming behind him? We don't know. And shame on you, Tim Walz. Shame on all of you, Jacob Frey. Shame on you, mentally Ilhan Omar, for fomenting this. Do you want me to show the video one more time? Maybe I'll show the video one more time. Shame on all of you.